Hey, how's it going, everyone? We have another Security Token Show interview today. We have Sid Powell from Maple. Sid, how are you today?
I'm good, Jason. Thanks for having me.
Thanks for coming on. Always appreciate it. Sid, you guys have some exciting news. You guys have recently crossed 350 TVL. Give us the numbers, give us the breakdown on that, and what Maple has historically done, and how excited you guys are for this new milestone.
Yeah, definitely. So we crossed 350 mil the other week. We actually hit a high of 365, but it's currently sitting at back at 350 again with with the recent price movement in Bitcoin. But I think the real drivers of that were Syrup, which was a product we launched about 2 months ago. So this was a more DeFi friendly version of the same institutional yield product um, that we've offered through the regular Maple protocol or a platform. So Syrup's currently sitting at about 75 mil TVL. And then we also saw a lot of growth, like a big driver of our growth over Q2 was the high yield secured pool. So this was doing loans against Solana. So instead of just the vanilla BTC and ETH backed lending product, we broadened that to include Solana, and that was able to hit a higher yield because we had the staking yield from the collateral, of course. So that one crossed 100 mil and drove significant growth on the platform. But
Wow.
yeah, so a bit of exciting momentum across July and August.
Really, really exciting. And actually, on the market movements, Nico and Herwig just talked about Solana expansion. So, real quick, can you tell us a little bit why Solana came into your crosshairs and how that decision got made?
Uh, yes, I mean Solana we found to be a really interesting gap in the lending market where we found institutional borrowers who were holding it, who wanted to post it as collateral, and then given the impressive staking yield that had been on Solana for validators, we were able to generate higher yields on the collateral, and that meant that that high yield pool for a while was paying north of 18% for people who were lending USDC in there, and that really brought a lot of demand in from hedge funds, from high net worths, who lent stablecoins in that pool. We of course have a cash management product on Solana, but it is definitely one of the most interesting ecosystems that we continue to monitor. I think huge success for them recently with the PYUSD, I should say, launch on there from PayPal.
Got it. Okay, cool. So that makes sense to me. And you guys had someone recently announced Syrup. I know we covered it on the show when it first launched. But for those that maybe are a little bit newer to the ecosystem here, can you quickly explain, the traditional Maple ecosystem versus the Syrup one, and the main differences there for any investors that might want to partake?
Yeah, so it's still all part of the core Maple ecosystem, but the regular Maple product is only available to accredited investors who wish to onboard as lenders, and so that one can be offered and is available in the US. But we wanted to have a product that was going to be more DeFi integrated, and so unfortunately we had to wall Syrup off from the US. But it does give us more potential to integrate DAOs, other protocols that want to build on top of it and offer yield products to their users. But it's still, the impressive thing is that it still has the same underlying high quality institutional borrowers who are all borrowing over collateralized from the pool. So we launched that we did a soft launch in June, and then it's really been going about 2 months now, and it's hit over 75 mil TVL. So we've been super happy with that growth, and we've actually seen we can't announce it yet, but we will in the next couple of weeks. We've seen some very large protocols start to deposit their treasuries into that. So that's been a huge win for us in terms of partnerships.
That's exciting because we have seen that grow, across the ecosystem too. We've seen protocols and DAOs, put their treasuries into Biddle and other ones like Super Sig. Curious to see, what it looks like on the Syrup, side of things here. And, I think definitely. I might have like there. Did you have another update there?
I was just going to say, I think one of the things that's kind of propelled that growth has been the yield has been relatively stable, and it's been hovering in the mid-teens. I think at the moment spot is around 13, 14%. And this compares pretty favorably with the other opportunities out there in DeFi. So I think most other DeFi opportunities have been around sort of mid to high single digits. And so that's driven certainly some market share gains on that product.
Makes sense. And 75 million is not a small number, by the way, for for you guys, especially people that are traditionally from TradFi and are used to huge numbers. And in this world, I mean, 75 mil is a pretty decent number, especially out of your total TVL here. What are you expecting to see in September in terms of performance here?
So some of the big things that we've got on the horizon. So September for us will have the third season of the Drips program rewards on Syrup. So I think that'll continue to bring in more lenders onto the SyrupFi platform. And then we've also been gearing up for a token migration. So we of course have the MPL token, which governs the overall Maple protocol. And that will be transitioning and migrating to the Syrup token in November. And so that'll be a 100-to-1 split, but everyone who currently holds the MPL token will be able to migrate that across, which will mean burning it and receiving Syrup. And then you'll be able to stake the Syrup token. And so we'll have some inflationary rewards for it. So you'll be able to earn new Syrup tokens if you do stake and secure the network. And so that's really important for us to re-engage the community. I think over the last couple of years, we've sort of seen community, the community wasn't really able to use the platform as much. And so we wanted to bring them back in and really encourage more community participation and governance. The other big thing we'll be doing in September is the Tether pool. So Syrup is currently offering a USDC pool, but Tether obviously has a really large market presence in Asia. And so this is a global platform. And so we'll be launching that in the second week of September. So we're really excited to see how that will do. And we're also looking forward to bringing some new DeFi partnerships in for the launch of that pool and just seeing how it does. It's certainly a nut we weren't able to crack before.
Wow. Expansions, new jurisdictions, new pools. I'm excited about this. I'm excited to cover it on the show as well. So Sid, if you're open to it, we'd love to have you back on once those announcements come out and really dive into the details there for our audience here. In the meantime, how would they find out about these announcements as they come out? What's the best way to get in contact with Maple?
Best way to follow us is at Maple Finance on Twitter, or we have at SyrupFi as well for the Syrup product. We actually just did a webinar yesterday on X Spaces, so I think that's something we're going to try and do more regularly going forward. And then, of course, I think everyone is in the lending space is paying attention to the rate cuts and the potential election results. So that has the potential to really shake up yield markets in crypto. I think if we do see a rally before the end of the year, you'll certainly see the rates that people are getting on lending stablecoins push up pretty, potentially quite dramatically, maybe 3 or 4%. So that's certainly something to pay attention to.
Definitely will be. Sid, thank you so much for coming on. We appreciate your time and your insights here. Again, I'm really excited for the September updates. So hopefully we have you on again.
Awesome. Thanks for having me, Jason.